so for the promise that I see, there's a promise that on the last stop that we made tonight in Queens, a young man said, you know, we're the community centers. We used to have community centers. We don't have any community centers anymore. And that's the promise, but that's the harsh reality. And so we looked at where we were and asked if there's a moment in time when we can make a difference. Now is a moment in time, and we just think about this getting exposed and exacerbated by COVID. Why do we do this? Why should any of us do this? Because, as my word says, when the foundation was crumbling over the righteous roots, so we have to step up at some moment in time and think about the gifts that we've been given. Amen. And I do come from the bottom. My single mother had education. I understand what that's like. Scholarships all my life. Coming to New York City with the three things about which you all know: great education, a lot of debt, no money. And so I say to someone whom this city has given so much, if I can just take a moment out of this journey and see if I can make a little difference in other people's lives. And maybe we do that. Maybe we just take that moment and take that opportunity. Because you think about what happens if you hadn't done that, and you look back and ask, could I have made a difference? And one of my mentors a few days ago wrote to me and said, you know, you had the courage to do that which I didn't have the courage to do, and so I'm so grateful for that. So we do this for the promise, and what guides us is what brings us here today. And if I look around this room and I look at those who've been with me on this journey from the start, who've committed and who've sacrificed their families and who've sacrificed their treasure just to make sure that the possibility existed, I am so deeply grateful. And if I were to begin to say thanks, I would start here and I would go around the room and we'd be here until they counted the final vote in the election. So you all know who you are, and I couldn't be more grateful. I do have to acknowledge the elders amongst us. My word says, honor thy elders and thy days shall be long. So Mother Gwen, Father, thank you very much for being here. Thank you so much. And so you've been with us from the start. Against a lot of reactions, that when you type some folks not quite so positive, so we're deeply, deeply appreciative.
I'm still with you.
And so I have to acknowledge that, but I also have to acknowledge the grief that 2 days ago our campaign felt. One of our leaders' son died of gun violence 2 or 3 days ago. The illegal dice game. Promise yet to be so. And so I think about the pride that I have in each of you, and why do I have that pride? Because the following were tested every step of the way. What was tested was the values which our parents try to instill in us. And every step of the way, when you move into this political arena, you have to have a certain foundation in order to make certain that the values which our parents gave us, which our parents handed down to us, at a moment in time, those values are being challenged, that we still have a conviction to pass those values down to you all. And what you should know about this is those values will always be under siege. They always will be at risk. And that which you can never do is compromise your values. Never, ever. My word says that your reputation is better than silver and gold. So you can never, ever, ever compromise those values. And I'm proud to say this campaign never, ever compromised those values. What else has been tested? Character has been tested. Character. The quality of who we are as people, as human beings, as citizens of this great city. Character is tested every single day in a world where substance matters a lot less than theater, and so those who are part of the theater, and I say theater in the world of political theater, not in the, certainly not in the hallowed world of my friend William Shakespeare, not in that world, but in the world of character and those people taking on character to satisfy the theater, and those theater goers who every single day recognize that it's just theater because the status quo has gotten worse for them. And they've looked at the political characters and they've looked at those people who go unfilled with unfilled promises. And so character is also that which we have learned along the way, at least it's been tested along the way. We didn't have to learn it. If you learn character in the political race, then you recognize that you have compromised from the start. It gets tested, but you don't learn it. You rely on it to get through. And then there's this thing called integrity. Integrity gets tested the same way character gets tested. And the integrity gets tested by those who prepare to be transactional, the merchants of politics, if you will. And let me say this, I don't say this belittling those who have been true servants, true public servants, but those whose sole mission is to stay in the job that they have as opposed to serving the people who elected them. And so integrity has been tested.